decided to go for the old school VP. I think somebody banned it against them earlier today. The other option too is you can go global yourself and take an NP or something like that. But I think in the last 2 games that we saw them, they picked Disruptor third.
You still got Brew in the pool as well. He hasn't been banned out at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of options still available. Like, neither team has really locked up their draft quite yet.
Oh, Lich pickup.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that'll lock down the lanes.
And the Chain Frost is really nice against the Tiny IO, of course.
Yeah, I'm saying it so far. Nice bursty damage, some stuns. I'm a little worried about Viper though. Yeah, without the right kind of heroes for him to be against, I don't feel the impact as much. I mean, Nether Toxin can be amazing against certain heroes, but
He's going to be that great frontline sustain. Like, yeah, there's a lot of regeneration that can be there, but like, how do you get through both Frost Armor and the Corrosive Skin? You've got Swap for save if this is actually going to be a 4-position VS. Like, it's going to be difficult for Team Liquid to get that burst combination off you get from the Tiny currently, but we are still only looking at 2 of their heroes. There's more to come.
I will say also that a little bit of a caveat to my earlier statement that Viper can be less strong in dual lanes. Viper Lich is terrifying to play against.
Dazzle. This is a lot of survive, but is this the point where you start to worry that Team Liquid aren't aggressive enough?
Dude, AA is still on the table. It doesn't go through Shallow Grave, but it negates so much.
It would take away your playmakers, though.
10 seconds
From
remaining.
the support role, it would take away your playmakers and make things a little bit awkward.
5 seconds remaining.
Now, I hear Dazzle is the new core, right?
Yeah?
The one
God.
position Dazzle.
it's so bad. I don't know
It's,
why.
You hate Dazzle in general.
And
Get
no,
outta
I
here.
mean, I'm over that, but it's just terrible.
I'm sorry, would we like to listen to professional analysts? What do you think?
It's okay. When
Oh.
Kinguin ran it, it was better than I expected. Like, there was some potential, but Kinguin was also on there. They were like the train of that tournament. It was hard to stop them. AP, though, if you take the AA, it puts you in a weird spot. And
Wow.
that Beastmaster was actually the hero that I thought Liquid would take, because they need high tempo right now. They don't have... Their main catch comes from like Tiny IO, but you need something like Nyx to like scout ahead, or Bounty. You need something that like front forward just runs at people for you and like finds opportunities.
10 seconds
Otherwise, you limit the
remaining.
potential of this like Tiny IO.
Yeah, I mean, and this is what happens when you see a draft like this with so many directed bans or respect bans, whatever you want to call them. The team's banning specifically the opponent is that heroes that are just unconditionally strong in a patch, like the Beastmaster, who's one of the more banned heroes this patch, and like the Razor, who's seen a huge uptick in popularity recently, they're still available at the back end of a draft like this.
Oh man, Razor, huh? We've seen a lot of Razor bans. Sometimes he's kind of been synonymous with being picked and then not having an amazing showing, just kind of being there. How do you guys feel about Razor? You think that he's the crutch that this team needed?
I think Razor's still a really powerful one position. Like, he opens up the laning phase a lot for you. In China especially, we saw this year like abused because it takes away like half the offlane pool. You can leave him in 1v1 positions, you can aggro with them.
Yes.
Like, they can put him into a position where they aggro and then they decide to do something like Tide, safe lane, and then leave him one-on-one against the Beastmaster.
It's just so stable. And
Yeah.
it's a hero. It's a core that can play in all 3 lanes. It punishes so many lane matchups so severely, and it's very self-sufficient.
My concern right now for Team Liquid's draft is just the lack of disable in their lineup. They can't lock them down. Compared to VP, you have it in droves. But also with the IO and Dazzle, you're not going to be able to invade the VP jungle. So if you want to take that slower kind of hero that can make the most out of stacks, I'm interested to see just how far you'd go with the Tiny. I think it's like one of the only people who could really get in there and actually steal any kind of stacks from VP. How did Team Liquid control the pace of this game? Like we were talking about at the very start of this panel, like Team Liquid, they want to play their type of Dota, and do you get dragged into it? VP seemed to be able to set the tempo really easily in this game.
I mean, you are passing over probably the most effective stun in Dota, the Poison Touch stun. So
True.
it is huge.
Shame on me.
Question, is this Razor pick at least in part to set up for a potential Lone Druid 5th for Team Liquid? Because you're taking one of the few big counters to that hero off the board.
I think that'd be really awkward. You'd have to create space for Tiny, Razor, Lone Druid.
I've seen them run Mind Control on Razor before, and I don't think he needs necessarily that much space on the hero.
I think you'd have like 0 catch. I think
Okay.
that'd be really rough.
Liquid's turn to pick.
I think the better option is you just take something like Tide or Bat Rider and just run at them.
Batrider would be nice to at least give that initiation, because right now
Batrider into Venge?
it seems to be like well, right now what have you got? You've got Tiny with Blink and Shadowblade as your only jump in. You can relocate to the back lines, but who knows if you're going to be seen. You've got Swap, you've got Disables, you relocate in just the two of you, they're just going to Chain Frost. There's so many problems, it seems, just for Team Liquid to get the upper hand against a team like Virtus.pro who's happy to run at you. And Puck at least now gives you that team fight control. It gives you some maneuverability in that jump initiation.
So we're thinking, just to be clear here, we're thinking that this is a mind control Puck?
I think so.
It looks to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
They needed some kind of playmaker,
10 seconds.
low
remaining.
cooldown.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, being able to get these teams locked down a little bit, being a little bit evasive for the Venge and the Lich, certainly going to be super useful as well. I think it's a great pick.
And so
EP
we still have yet to answer the question. Is this a core or a support Venge?
We're about to find out, Nahaz. In 20 seconds, it's Christmas. Just for you.
Now, the Drow's still on the table. If VP want to do that, feels a little awkward. They're going to
Terrorblade.
Okay. I knew they needed something that can hit buildings, even with the Beastmaster push. This is a very powerful pushing lineup by VP, and the question to me is going to be, do they have enough control for the fights? All right, boys. Game 1, third series of the day. Winner already moves on to earn a spot in our winners bracket final. What are we thinking?
My money's on Virtus.pro. Game 1. I think they've got the better control. I don't know if Team Liquid's going to be able to react to the pace that VP will set.
I'm trying to play this game out of my head, but I think Liquid, because the Razor should be pretty dominant in this game, and I feel like the Wiz Tiny should also be very strong. I think if the laning phase snowballs out, I think it'll be Liquid.
Terribly going to get run over. All my money on Team Liquid for this one.
I'm going to go Liquid. I think this is a pretty even matchup in a lot of ways, but yeah, I just think the Liquid draft is something that they can execute for sure. All right, guys. Been a long time coming, but here is our best of 3 series, the premier matchup in Western Dota. Let's take it over to the voices of DreamLeague. Here are OD, Pixel, and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Nahaz, and no doubt about it at all. Liquid versus VP, what a treat we have in store. Yep. The two lineups coming through is that there's some exciting stuff, a bit of a different approach once again. I mean, Liquid, they have this tiny IO combo that we've seen being attempted, twice today, with not too much success at all, of course, from EG. We'll see if Liquid can do a better job with it. And that final pick from VP, the Terrorblade, for Ramses. We'll do a quick rundown of the teams, though, for you watching at home. Over on Liquid, we have Miracle playing the Tiny. GH at the moment heading up top with Mind Control. GH IO, Mind Control playing the off-lane Puck. Kuroki's going to be saving the day on his Dazzle. And last but not least for Liquid, Matuma Man. He'll be the Razor. Over on the side of Virtus.pro, Ramses, as we were saying, playing the Terrorblade. Backed up by Lil on the support, Vengeful Spirit. Solo's going to be roaming around on that Lich. No one on the mid lane, Viper. And finally, Pasha on one of his strongest heroes, the Beastmaster offlane. So, Fog, what are we thinking? Yep, that final pick, Terrorblade. Why have VP decided this is the game to bring that one?
They wanted a pushing hero that benefits from Venjora as well as Beastmaster. It's the biggest thing that I can see from it. High base armor hero too, that can deal with that big damage that comes out from the Razor as well, with the Eye of Storm and Tiny. So I think that's probably what they're looking for. It's mostly the push. Just that super late game hero that can scale. Since Viper, he kind of hits like a threshold. You know, we saw that in the Na'Vi game where Dendi, he wasn't having like a bad game by any means, but he couldn't really get so involved into the fights. He's a Viper at some point in the game. So you were saying Lil is the support Venge, but he's a Wraith Band actually on the Venge. So they're really gonna have Solo playing the hard 5, the super insane like 6 roll, I guess we could say, as we have seen him do so often in the past. And they're gonna give a little bit more priority in farm. So it looks like it's gonna be. GH is going to be moving around a bit, of course, but it's going to be that Razor versus the Viper in the mid lane, as we've seen so often in the past. Long time ago, of course, since last time we saw that. And they're going to focus more on shutting down the Tiny in the bottom lane. You see Lich rotating down and actually getting the deny on that range creep.
We'll see how well no one can do in this matchup.
Yep.
Could certainly get tricky if Matuma Man gets the lead to begin with.
I like that Kuro actually starts in this top lane. They're putting a lot of harassment onto Lil already with that poison touch. Puck is one of those heroes similar to Timbersaw that they were talking about earlier. Is you can't really just like leave this hero alone at the start, because if you do get zoned out, you can't really jungle. You have no method for that, so you have to have a good start in the laning phase.
Solo and GH. Trying to 1v1 it here. Some Aya versus Lich action.
You see what GH did there, though? Instead of having wanting to use the curry early, he walks into the enemy secret shop to buy the bottle.
Oh, that's cute.
So, that was nice. Lil.
Up top. I mean, mind control is also getting very, very low here. He'll commit for the kill, and the trade is there, but he secures Liquid the first blood with that play.
Yeah, I mean, they're happy. They're pressuring Terrorblade. He's already used Metamorphosis as well. First blood attained. And Puck's already back up there too, and Kuroki is level 2 already on Dazzle, which can put a lot of pressure onto this lane. Every time Terrorblade walks up the last hit without meta, he can eat a bit of heal damage, even though he's high armor. It's still annoying.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, the Puck nukes are definitely what's going to cause the biggest issues for Ramses in this lane, as we've seen with the constant orbs from mind control, keeping the Terrorblade down. Mid lane, as it were, Solo. We saw him start off with the TP down towards the bottom, but he's headed back towards the mid, looking to just secure no one this matchup that could play out to be quite tricky for the Viper. But with the backup, no one's now sitting 7-4, equal on CS to Maman.
Yeah.
In that mid lane.
This is like one of the few matchups that maybe Razor does actually lose in, or that Viper actually loses in. Apologies, because boots on Razor, you get the static link on Viper, and it's pretty much impossible to do much unless you get some help. So there goes the link, and he's got boots, and Viper being the slowest, one of the slower heroes in the game, gets 52 damage stolen from him. Makes it a lot harder now for no one in that mid lane.
Well, looks like both side lanes, you have the carries getting farm. Ramses and Miracle, 13 CS.
Yeah.
Amongst both of them.
Matu mid, eating a lot of harassment. No one, and Solo.
He's going to have the TP coming through, and still too much. VP, they will claim the kill on Matuma.
Nice rotations by Solo, just being in the right place at the right time.
A very important kill.
Yeah.
Taking that Razor out, trying to secure a bit of a better lane for no one.
Yeah, one of the big reasons they got that kill was not only because Solo there, but because they do have that mid ward in the lane, so they were able to hit him on the high ground over and over again.
Again, Solo shows his face. Make sure that Matuma doesn't get too confident in that middle.
Yep.
Up top, Ramses managing to keep good control of the creep wave here. Underneath the tower with the pulls that Lil's making. In fact, Kuro is going to be looked towards by Ramses, trying for a bit of a body block as well with the illusion and allowing him to do a lot of damage to Kuro. Not quite enough. Kuro's still alive. And with the boots, he'll be able to get himself away from Lil. Still yet to pick up his own pair of boots, the Venge.
Those were very nice body blocks by Ramses there with his illusion. That is meta forced, so then they can actually step up to the lane a lot more and put more pressure every single time that does go down. And we'll be watching the bounty runes. Pretty important when you're playing with an IO to get those. Miracle, they get the combo onto Pasha. Not enough damage to bring him down though. Beastmaster, incredibly tanky, 5 armor, 820 HP.
Very, very beefy indeed. Pasha able to claim his bounty. Kuro, his own as well. Mid lane, 20-6 against the 15 for 3 with the backup of Solo. No one is starting to get that lead, and Matuma himself not really receiving too much help at all from his teammates. We'll see Kuro now head over on the Dazzle in case VP do start to get aggressive onto Matuma, and at least give Matuma the confidence to get back in there and try and regain the lead.
Yeah, I think he's just happy too that Mind Control's already gotten a pretty good start in top. So now Kuro has a little bit more liberty to run around the map and make space for his teammates, and mostly help Matu. And GH ports mid too. They're trying to guarantee that rune for the IO. Bottle his teammates up to full, get the rune, maximum efficiency, coming off for Liquid.
A bit of time that you're leaving Miracle on his own down bottom, but level 5.
He's already got
3 in the tree. Yeah, he's very, very easily clearing out the waves and just putting a lot of pressure onto this Beastmaster lane.
Yep.
Shoving the lane right up to the tower. Mid lane, bit of a go on to Matuma. No one is Solo. Moving in, ping's coming out from Matuma. He's asking for help. I mean, it's coming in, but I think it's coming in a little too late. Yeah, Matuma's gone. Kuro unable to save him. Same time, GH will get the kill onto Lil. And Kuro himself has to be careful. No one. He's coming back for...
Heal bomb. Oh my god.
Oh.
And GH with this haste.
He just
too.
melted. Yeah, GH, he's going to set up for both of these by the looks of it.
The Fairy Fire.
Oh.
He's getting Kuro a double kill. Can he get
wants
it? The ice armor.
It's too strong. Oh, Matuma Man will be in to seal the deal and make sure that they do get the kill onto no one.
Oh my goodness. The skill build coming out from the Viper is really why he's getting these kills here. The 3-0-2. Yeah. That third point in the poison tag, dropping it to 2-second cooldown, so they have the chase over and over again.
4-4. No one, I say, really getting left behind in these lanes. There's just side lanes. Everyone's finding the farm.
Yeah. I think it's just maybe Matu a bit, because he's got those 2 deaths and...
Sure. Yeah,
but now he's up.
Coming back in and getting that kill, and now he's on the verge of maybe finding more. Looks towards Solo, he's going to get it. With the help of GH, they find another. He's looking towards no one. He's done a lot of damage with a heal bomb as well from Kuro. As you were just about to say, Fog, but Tumamani straight back in, and he's getting extra kills off the back of it. They're now turning around, crushing this mid lane with Liquid turning up in higher numbers.
Yeah, he got on top of the Lich, and even though Ice Armor's there, the beauty thing about Razor is unstable current. You purge off that armor, get easy chase downs. I died for a moment. I'm okay now.
That's all right.
Miracle getting as much damage bottom tower as he can with the toss as well as the tree grab. No gold for you, he says to Pasha.
On the build from Miracle this game, as he queues up the Shadow Blade. So again, that sort of variation we see in the tiny players, whether they want to do the sort of the S and Y, AC right click, or if they do want to get active on the map. And the Shadow Blade certainly seems to indicate that.
So it's a Miracle. You know, Miracle likes different variety and
he likes to have
stuff.
a bit of fun. Yeah.
We've mostly seen like the S and Y into maybe the Shadow Blade, but this time it looks like he just wants to rush it.
I mean, that combo early on, with the amount of magical burst he can have, can be nice against the Terror Blade if he can catch Ramses off guard.
Yeah, and if he goes Silver Edge, he can break the Corrosive off the Viper and go for the burst, stuff like that. We'll see what he is going to prioritize, but that is what he has set up for now. Pasha has resorted to the jungle a bit for the moment in the downtime. And we look at the warding situation coming out from Liquid. Liquid has a lot of aggressive wards coming up, being able to watch the rotations coming out, while VP only really has that one place on the high ground watching my control.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Solo will be able to deny GH of the Arcane Rune. He claims it for himself. And Miracle, another quick stack to clean up. Top of the CS, 8 minutes in. And unlikely to give her that spot anytime soon. Sure, the farm's still very good for Ramses. And mind control as well, though. Finding a lot from this lane. It's level 6 on the puck. And 35 CS as well. He's not too lacking at the gold. Kuro's also around there. Looks towards Ramses. I mean, it's very hard for these two to really do it. Even with the perfect burst, it's going to be very close. Lil's there as well. And in fact, we'll have the magic missile. I think Mind Control already using the phase shift. Doesn't matter though, they don't have the chase down.
VP smoked under the ward. So they have Roar available. Will they be able to find what looks like wants to be Matu so they can go for a tower push afterwards? But they know this.
So. Yeah,
GH drew the line saying like this is where they're going.
Very aware. They may even try and bait out a play and look to react with TPs.
Kuro's setting up for it. He's trying to get behind him here.
Yeah, that ward can definitely end up sort of transitioning into this period of time where time's being wasted essentially for VP's lineup. Liquid, they've got the info and they're not going to give up to this sort of movement. I'll see Pasha try and lead in, but as we say, Liquid, they knew that this was coming. They've got the backup, heal is there, Grave as well. Buying some type of Matumi may still tick down. He's got the Hellbear Smasher on him as well. Can they keep him alive? They can. Yep. Yeah, the IO's too strong. We'll be able to save him with the regen.
Having these early wards down, and they might actually get more here. Solo's looking in some trouble here if they can close the gap.
Got a magic missile from Lil to hold back Matuma Man.
Can't close the gap. But yeah, just when you get these type of like early wards down, you're able to see these rotations. Miracle's able to take down this bottom tower as well. So much time kind of spent by VP that Liquid just absolutely reads the movement on the map. And Lil does deny a DD rune at least from GH, but GH has bounties aplenty.
Yeah, smart play there from Liquid. All about the vision, and VP, see how aware they are of that area. I'm sure after a reaction like that and with the instant place of the dazzle, they'll know that Liquid knew that was coming.
Yeah. Mind Control's gonna have a very early blink dagger on this puck. The offlane puck treads bottle 1300 already. That's going to make it very easy for them to set up those relocate ganks, if they would like to.
Well, Matuma Man will go down as no one comes in. And the poison damage is enough with the Viper Strike, despite losing 224 to the static link. Looks like Matuma Man tried to man up in a fight where he just couldn't outdo the poison coming out from Viper.
Yeah, because the poison attack does percent that missing health damage. Oh, relocate.
And they've got him. Avalanche connects. GH is there with the blocks. And Miracle will claim the kill.
And look at this, he TP's back to base too. He still has the relocate going off, so he's gonna fill up his bottle,
that's
go back
smart.
bottom, and he's full health. That was a
really
very neat play.
I'm surprised I'm not seeing that more. That is, yeah.
That was
very
really well
heads up.
played.
Utilizing the relocate for, a kill and a refuel.
Yeah, and now out of that, Mind Control gets top tower, and that's the blink done if he wants to go for it here.
And very smart stuff there from GH. Maximum efficiency.
That is straight up efficiency. I'm pretty sure he bought an item too. I think he finished like the urn when he went back as well, so. Cool. I'm down.
Down bottom, Miracle. Shadow Blade reveal. Here we go, straight in onto Pasha. Pasha's gone. That's the power of the Shadow Blade. They'll know it's out in the game now, VP. But these movements from Miracle and GH, you've got to be scared if you're VP at this stage.
Yeah.
Even their cores, if they find them, the combo is going to be very close to bringing them down. Well, 12 minutes now. 9-6, 4K lead. Pretty significant for 12 minutes into this game.
Especially when the opposing team has Lich on their lineup. And oh god, here it goes again.
Miracle,
They
yes,
put
they
the sentry
spotted
down.
out, they jump forward, Mind Control gets the two-man silence into the rift, they will get the Roar in time, so Mind Control's life is lost in return. They've only lost Solo on the side of VP, and they're making sure they can try and make Liquid pay for more. GH, the swap is there! Nearly gets out thanks to the Grave TP, but a quick swap from Lil cancels the channeling, holds him in, and VP will make Liquid pay for that. We've seen that happen a few times from teams trying to go for these aggressive plays around the side of the tier 1. It's very risky to do. Does not pay off for Liquid. They lose both of their heroes, and now a bit of pressure coming in on the mid lane. Miracle still hanging around with the Shadow Blade. We'll see if he finds an opportunity to go, and they should be able to hold. Well, yeah, they're going to have a chance of holding this tower. Yeah, but the TP's coming in, VP back up.
Holding your mid tier 1 is the most important tower. So they heavily emphasize on defending that one. VP had to bring everybody there to defend themselves too, but they do gain quite a decent chunk coming out of that one. That swing, about a 1k gold advantage swing, and they have actually claimed the experience lead again. It's very, very close though, especially in experience.
Summerman going for the drums, of course. Pasha continuing to head back into the jungle. Keep his pace up. And Ramses, he's still looking good.
Still very farmed.
Yeah, he's a little bit behind Miracle, but with the Dragon Lance done, he's beefing up. You know, suddenly the combo, even if they do catch him, there's a high chance that he will get a chance to Sunder, as long as that silence isn't there from Mind Control.
Yeah. Liquid has a high priority here in order to watch the Ancient farm. They have not only blocked the left Ancients, but they've had wards consistently watching that right side.
Miracle as well, right on the tip, getting the Avalanche onto Lil. Lil and no one are able to turn. They look towards GH, Mind Control jumps in, gets the two-man silence, and the dual combo again, Pasha. We saw that happen last time when he jumped in, the immediate Roar, holding Mind Control in place. Matuma Man's trying to lead in with the static link, but there's too much damage. Ramses has turned up with the reaction, and it feels like a bit of a replay. Liquid once again desperate to try and make some sort of a play behind the tier 1 tower, and it all goes to pot. The ping was there for Kura after. He's like, guys, we just got to get rid of this tower. They can't keep making those sort of attempts.
Yeah, it's this time they were trying to take advantage because Metamorphosis was on cooldown, but VP's still very strong with that.
Yeah.
Viper is incredibly tanky, so is the other supports. And with the Beastmaster Roar with the book, it's more than enough to deal with Liquid's aggression. Matu's starting to get further and further behind on this Razor. He's now fallen behind Pasha's Beastmaster.
Yeah. This is... And Liquid sort of letting slip away that lead that they had.
Yeah.
You can't do that sort of attempt against VP. VP will always be there to punish it in full force with the way that these guys play.
Especially under a tower like that.
Yeah.
They just constantly just TP in, and then they have the number advantage. And they don't really have like these they actually find a pick off on Pasha with that ward, again, watching the Ancients, as they've been doing quite a lot. They don't really have that incredibly tanky front line on the side.
Look at this Lil from the shadows, gets the instant stun onto Mind Control. Not a chance to react to that. Lil popping out on the invis. And getting themselves Mind Control. Mind Control having a bit of a tricky time with the Suns this game. 4 times he's gone down, 3 of the times recently to the catches that we found. Average distance traveled. Okay. Cinderin at the top. There we have it. He made it to the major in a stat.
Oh.
GH?
He just... Did they break the tether or something? Something happened there.
I guess Miracle noped out of it. He said, don't take me over there. But, well, Liquid making
That's a big mistake.
a few slip-ups here.
Yep.
As Ramses, he's getting the space to keep up. Miracle still farming like an absolute beast with the cleave from the tree. Ramsey's doing his best to catch up. He's keep on track.
He's doing, yeah, he's keeping up really well. And they're pressuring towers nice and early. Now bottom, they're going to transition this one into a push. No meta for this one here, but should be able to bring it down if the rest of his team joins him. And Liquid will mirror motion and go top. Liquid has to stay together mostly though, with this Razor especially. Because he's, like I was mentioning, he's kind of falling behind. He's okay, he's 5,400. Not in the best place, not really exactly what he wants to be when Viper's quite a bit ahead of him.
We'll claim this tier 2. VP get the tier 1 in trade down bottom and can certainly look to push on for more. Ramses, still 55 seconds without the metamorphosis, so maybe with that they'll back up. And in fact, Liquid, they're knocking on the tier 3s.
Yeah, look at that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Force the TPs back. Push out lanes, get that farm efficiency. And now they can get a little bit of probably some like aggressive wards down up here too.
Yeah, I guess a bit of space from Matuma Man as well, just that sort of movement, as you say, forcing back the opponents all the way over to their side of the map. Ramses and Lil hanging around mid. Lil hiding in the trees beside Ramses, just in case he gets gone on.
Look at that again though, Kuro warding so they can see the Ancients again. So really focusing on that so they can watch whenever Ramses is trying to farm those. And they're positioned here on the high ground. It was pinged by VP
They
though.
want to try and, I mean, we've seen this not go great for them the last few times.
Smoke comes out, they saw it. Miracle was looking right at them there. You see the GH IO there in the river.
Not necessarily the kill that they want. Maybe the one they just have to take.
They could get a pretty big kill here into a Roche if they can find it, but no, quick tether away.
And taking Roche, of course, very scary. When Liquid had the full line online with that Dream Coil potential.
Yeah.
We've seen it many times before. The Aegis steals and plays that a puck can play.
VP just needs like one pick off and then they can actually transition to a Roche really quickly with the Vengeful plus the Beastmaster with Book 2 already.
Solo, he's been found out. Miracle's in with the combo. Can VP punish this? They've lost their Lich. They really want to try and get Miracle in return. Pasha leading forward, but indeed the save's going to be there every day of the week from GH. He's in immediately, takes Miracle out of there. He may pay with his life. They do surround him. I don't know if there's any way he can tether himself out of this.
They look like they might want to fight this.
I guess, yeah, they brought Miracle back in. They do want to. Magic Missile comes out to GH, but a quick toss and an avalanche, bringing Lil down low. They'll surround him with Mind Control, take down the Venge, and indeed Liquid more than happy to come in. Matuma Man, he's coming from a bit of an awkward angle, though. The other side of VP, and VP will just turn their attention towards the Razor.
Liquid is trying to go for a full surround there, but yeah, Matu not going the right way. Runs into all of their heroes, and now GH as well gets picked up by those axes, and now they're looking for Kuro.
Kuro's falling low. He'll go for the Grave TP, and they've got nowhere to stop that. So he will be able to get back to safety. But definitely, as you say, you know, Matuma Man, I think the plan was certainly there to get that sort of wraparound, but he's just not at a point on this Razor where he can sort of head in on his own like that from a different angle. He's just not got the farm at this stage.
He gets dropped so fast once the Terrorblade starts focus firing him with the Metamorphosis. He's just trying to build tanky. He's like, I'm not the damage dealer as this Razor. My job is really just to steal damage and tank up for my Tiny to really do everything.
Yeah. Enabling Miracle this game, and the whole team's been doing that fantastically. And Miracle yet to die, 5-0-2. Shadowblade at S&Y, and looking towards Assault Cuirass next.
Yeah, needs that bonus armor versus the Venge and Terrorblade. Kuroki already has Medallion finished up, plus they have Weave, but they're looking to go for this Roche here.
Okay.
They know meta's down.
Yeah, this is the timing that they've certainly been working around for the majority of this game. VP are going to smoke up and head towards the pit. They've got ways to sort of break them out of there with the Chain Frost, but other than that, the team fight's not amazing from VP in comparison to Liquid. They'll lead in, they've got the Roar to Mind Control. Can they take command time? GH there with the Tether with the heals, keeping Mind Control alive, allowing him to phase shift. Indeed, VP, they focus the bigger kill instead. They get Miracle, they'll look towards Kuro. Kuro's down, he does get the Grave off in time onto Matuma Man, but there's no escape for this Razor. A third one down on Liquid. and maybe even more. GH is being hunted by Ramses. Ramses has the Sunder to get him back up. Quick phase shift from Mind Control. GH and Mind Control going their separate ways, and they will escape. But this means VP have more than enough space to head into the pit themselves. They'll claim the Aegis onto Ramses, and it really feels like the last 5 minutes or so has just been VP getting control of this game, and Liquid sort of just feeling a little bit lost with the objectives. They try for those plays mid, they go for Roche when everyone's up on VP, and VP are able to heavily punish them.
Yeah, they have Beastmaster on VP too, so they just throw a couple minions into the pit. They're able to see them there, and then fighting into Chains Frost in the pit at this certainly time is incredibly difficult, even if they don't have meta.
And now certainly Bam. You've got the Terrorblade at the top. He's level with Miracle. Ramses is up there. And with that Aegis, he's very hard to bring down. I mean, we've already seen that. I don't know how they kill Ramses at this stage. He's very, very scary on the Terrorblade for the lineup that Liquid have. Even if Miracle manages to find the combo straight up, it's unlikely to be enough damage to bring that man down.
Yeah, and he's probably going to have a BKB in the next situation that does happen. If he chooses to go for one, maybe Scotty instead, just to go for that tankiness. Those are probably the two best items that he can go at this point. BKB or Scotty, and just have that high HP pool so they can't burst him down. Now Halberd finished up on Viper too. Very good item versus Miracle's Tiny, even though the status resistance will reduce that by quite a bit. It will make him have to halt for a moment. But yeah, Matu still struggling. Again, now has dropped behind the Beastmaster in net worth on the Razor.
Doing everything he can to catch up, looking to build that Shiva's guard.
It's very rare to see Matu having like 100 last hits at 22 minutes, no matter what hero he plays, because he's usually pretty farm intense, but he's been trying to get more involved, because that's, you know, that's a play style as a Razor.
Oh yes, it's definitely very, very hard to catch back up if you get left behind, and it falls into sort of this farm game.
Yeah.
And Razor's never going to have an easy time. Mind Control though, he's doing very well financially. He's pretty much got the Aghanim Scepter complete on this puck. He's looking very rich for himself, still 1.5k ahead of the enemy offlaner, ahead of Pasha.
Yeah, wow.
And that's a Beastmaster. And Pasha, he's been farming quick.
I mean,
but Mind Control's just been farming even quicker.
I mean, he's the offlane comparison to the Razor, who is mid, and he's got a solid 1,500 net worth over him.
Yeah.
Now he's already got the Aghanims finished up, which is going to be quite nice.
Miracle finds an opening, and that does manage to catch out Ramses when he's low. So that's the Aegis pop. Quick and easy dispatch of the Aegis there. The question is if Liquid can really do anything with the knowledge that the Aegis is down. Metamorphosis is of course available for Ramses, so any sort of fight that Liquid take has to be very carefully calculated, as a quick turnaround with the illusions can make it very hard indeed. One out onto Miracle, but Miracle with the Shadow Blade backing off. Pasha jumps in, and he finds GH on the back lines. They don't look to be able to control Miracle as well, but good awareness from Pasha. Anytime he sees a core out like that, you got to blink behind them. There's either going to be GH or Kuro sitting in the tree lines.
Yeah, the double defensive support's big indicator of that for sure. So Lil is choosing to go for the Spirit Vessel, of course, this game on the bench to counteract the IO and the Dazzle, the heals.
Super good.
It's going to be very, very significant this game. So Ags is finished up on Puck, but VP looking really strong in this one. Now they're going to barrel to mid. Metamorphosis committed. They're going for this tier 2. Should be able to get brought down quite easily. Lil on the high ground. They have the Hawk watching to try to get a swap, and they're going for high ground. There's a DD Terrorblade.
Yeah, this is looking scary for Liquid. I mean, with this lineup, sure, there's only a 1k lead for VP, but if you're Liquid with these heroes, you do not want to be in this position. 24 minutes in, having your high ground threatened by a lineup with this position 1 Terrorblade. Miracle's going to look to lead him, but the sentry's down. They've got vision on him. They turn with the magic missile. They've got the break it as well. He's just melting his disarm. The grave comes out just in time for Kuro. Buying some time for Miracle. The Chain Frost is bouncing around. GH is there with the save. Gets Miracle back to base, and they have killed Ramses.
Wow.
They'll put a stop to the push. Jump forward from Mind Control. He's still looking to play around with more of them. He's looking at solo, and he may just get this one. The Ice Armor is going to slow him down. He'll have all back up in a couple of seconds, as well as the Waning Rift. It should be close to enough nuke damage to finish him off, and indeed it is. Mind Control chases down, gets another, and Liquid, they do manage to hold them. They'll lose the tier 3 tower, but they get the kill on Ramses.
That's some very nice teamwork coming out from Liquid. The Grave into the relocate out afterwards from GH. Also, I believe the thing that killed Ramses was actually getting tossed out of the Dream Coil. So the Dream Coil break damage is what just did him in at the end. But just that burst damage and keeping Miracle alive, that was pretty ridiculous. And now they're going the other way. Not as easy as them for them to try to take out that tier 3. They don't have a DD rune on that Tiny or anything like that. And VP has respawned.
A very impressive hold from Liquid.
Yeah. They expended their glyph, but yeah, they lost their tier 3. But Raxes were defending.
How are we looking on the AC for
He's got it
Miracle?
finished.
Okay, it's done. Yeah, BKB next up in the shopping list. Skadi is going to be the item for Ramses that he looks to go for.
Yeah, the roar is definitely a bit of a problem. When he walks in, gets roared, stunned up. Even though the stuns don't last a crazy amount of time, it gives him enough time to just start that focus fire with the Viper as well as the Terrorblade. And having the BKB too, won't get halberded, so he can continue that damage in the fights right away.
Radiant's bottom tower
Matu has
is
Shiva's
under
finished up now, so he is substantially tankier. This game, he's probably going to go for the armor as well on the Razor as the level 20 talent.
I mean, Liquid themselves, as you say, you know, despite winning the fight,
They're looking for
it's hard
another
to
one.
break the base. But yeah, they're looking for action. They're looking for kills. Seeing if they can catch VP outside of the base. VP at the moment playing very, very close to home. All 5 heroes barely outside the base.
Matu just attacked the Hawk and broke the smoke. His passive actually hit the Hawk first, and then he started attacking it. So that passive coming into play a lot of times when you are smoked. We've seen it several times.
Oh, that's a bit of an issue.
Just
isn't
pops,
it? Yeah.
really, yeah, it-
That's sort of similar to what the old Ags on Mirana that used to be the problem.
Yeah,
And then they did change that. I wonder if they'll change.
they might make some little slight change in that. And I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
I think I saw it happen at Perfect World a couple of times too. But that time, I don't know if VP noticed right away that it hit the Hawk, but then Matu attacked it afterwards. So
No, it seems a bit definitely an unfortunate mechanic of the spell.
yeah. And the Hawk is so tanky now that it actually lives that.
I'm talking about the Beastmaster Pashet, just about to hit onto his level 18. And, well, Matuma Man's overtaken him again in farm on the Razor. He's catching back up. Still definitely feeling like a very close game. 28 minutes in, 16 to 19. We know the VP do have this insane push, but as Liquid have shown us, they have a very good hold. Having these 2 defensive supports making the sort of the perfect setup for their cores to go in aggressively on the defense.
There's a DD rune top.
Oh,
Miracle
Miracle's
has
got it.
grabbed it. They're looking for somebody here.
there was also a mech complete on GH.
Okay.
So extra save potential.
Yep, the double heals as well as the armor definitely play a good part into these next upcoming fights. Pasha popped the book and he's scouting around for wards. He did find one, and now Liquid's playing completely blind. No wards on the map at the moment.
We'll see where Liquid can head. Miracle heading with the Shadow Blade. VP, I mean, they're bringing in the Illusion Army here up top.
Oh, there is one ward, okay, left up there, but it's getting dewarded now. And it is taken out. Now they have no vision on the map, and VP was watching Liquid during that. Got all backed up.
One more tier 2 for VP to take on that top lane. Got their eyes on it.
You can see that Liquid's feeling the heat, though. Look at this ward Kuroki places right in front of their tier 2. He's just like, okay, watch out. They might try to take a fight right here.
And Ramsey's very close to completing the Skadi on Terrorblade.
If they take a fight here, this could be okay for Liquid. No one is very far away from the fight on the Viper. He's all the way on the right side of the
I mean,
map.
it's all about finding that jump. Mind
Yeah, they
control's
can.
got to find the right option to initiate. And you talk about no one being far away, he's also finding all the space to farm. This is a very farm Viper. Yeah, he is keeping on the same level as both Miracle and Ramses, which is something that you don't see all the time on a Viper. He's incredibly stacked for a hero that doesn't normally strike you as the best at AFK farming, but I guess with the Nether Toxin and such, the new Viper, it's not that bad.
Yeah, the Nether Toxin as well as, I mean, he's 8, 3, and 7 too.
Oh,
but
sure, yeah.
He does have 200 last hits at the 30-minute mark, which is quite good for a Viper. So Ramses is deciding to go for the Eye Scotty next.
Yeah.
So that was his choice, just getting that tank ability.
And but yeah, I believe the AC is pretty much done for no one.
Yep.
He's a few hundred more gold and have enough for the Hyper Stone and the Plate Mail. And yeah, he'll actually just sell the wand, get himself towards that money. Rest of it being on the courier. So there we have it. 30 minutes in, they've got that AC. VP with those extra components certainly ready to go for the push. Of course, there is the AC As we mentioned on Miracle, Miracle himself 1,000 gold away from having BKB on top of that. VP's push definitely looking to be the stronger one now, and we'll see if they're able to abuse that.
Okay, so Matu has now queued up an Ags, so he is probably going to take the Eye of the Storm interval at 20 then.
Okay, and then
that.
Okay, with the Ags Eye of the Storm, then certainly the push is it's almost even. You know, having that Razor push with the Tiny, both teams have the potential to shred towers if they take a team fight.
I think he's recognizing like he can't just be that tanky guy. He needs to have that extra bonus damage for his team. He can't just be Tiny versus a Viper and a Terrorblade. So we see GH hits level 15, takes the Spirit's damage.
We know, yeah, well, I don't think we've seen any game where anyone takes a Scepter bonus.
Yeah.
It's, as you said, well, the math sort of checks out in a sense that 90 Spirits damage, that's a lot of damage.
It is. 190 times 5 is quite a lot.
We have VP smoked up. They know that Roche is up. This is the time that they have to take control of this area of the map. Aegis meaning so much for both of these teams in this game, as they are relying on having that sort of sustainability to benefit a big, large-scale push. Mind Control's going to look for the lead in, pops the orb through. They are going to head forward. Matuma Man looking at front of the fight, jump forward from Mind Control, get 3 of them in the tree corner. Mind Control snatches it. He grabs the Aegis, but they're falling low, Liquid. They've lost the life of Mind Control. Ramses getting the kills here. Double kill for Ramses as Kuro's knocked out. Miracle as well is down. Liquid with only 2 alive, but now just 1. They can't get GH out of their Mind Control, the lone survivor, and they may have snatched the Aegis on the puck, but
look at the damage.
It was such a painful loss for Liquid, losing everybody at least once there in that fight. And Ramses, any sort of fight around those close encounters, this Terrorblade is just going to turn with his Illusion army and just absolutely shred you at this stage.
Yeah, they didn't have the full BKB. The full BKB is on the Courier from Miracle. That tiny BKB could have been pretty nice for him to be at least immune to a little bit of damage, but Ramses with the freshly picked up Eye starting.
And you look like the perfect jump in, getting that Dream Coil into the silence, the perfect timing, but immediately, these heroes just melt at this stage. Miracle just taking such a pummeling from his own illusion, of course, and Ramses' own physical damage. And now here's the push, they're on to mid.
Mind Control, I see this guy always snap. It's 4-man coil.
It is a 4-man coil. Where's the follow-up though? That's the question. Matuma Man trying to get in there with the Eye of the Storm. Ramses just turns towards him, forces him back. Matuma Man cannot get stuck in on this one. Lil's falling low. The creeps are after him. GH boosting up Matuma, trying to help him close the gap. Solo turns around, he's looking to slow them. He's trying to get the ult off, but he doesn't actually get an opportunity to do so. Solo goes down. Has he created the space for Lil to get away? It looks like he may have. Lil actually finds a haste rune. So with that haste, Lil will survive. Solo again, doing solo things, giving his life for his teammates. And he is out of there. So again, the base, it does get defended.
Yeah,
but it did cost the buyback of Matuma Man. Matuma Man did have to buy back for that hold.
Mind Control, okay, never mind, he didn't use the cheese. He gave the cheese to the IO. But yeah, Mind Control again, just, I always see this guy steal everything. Like somehow he steals like all 3 or double. He gets both there, but the big thing was like, yeah, I mentioned Miracle not having BKB in the last fight. It was on the Courier being delivered. They were just in a bit of a rush to try to go for it here. And VP, looking to be in a pretty damn good spot here. No one. Level 20, gets the poison attack, affecting buildings. Pasha full Solar Crest with Boots of Travel, level 21 as well. And Ramses getting closer and closer to that butterfly.
Very, very few signs of seeing this Terrorblade slow down. 4, 1, and 10. Starting the once off the back of that push that VP tried to go for. Maybe a little underestimating the potential of Liquid with that hold, but VP definitely unlikely to make that mistake again. And Matuma Man still trying to chase back up. Still trying to get that Ags complete. Daedalus, next option for Miracle. He's got the Crystals out already.
Yeah, he just needs sheer damage.
He has to cut through this Terrorblade army somehow.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous how much damage a Terrorblade with Venge Aura really does. Once he pops meta, that damage just becomes absolutely insane. Just waiting for Lil to hit that level 20 mark on the Venge so he gets that 15% Vengeance Aura.
Oh,
that's going to be really crazy in the fights if he does get that level 20.
Surely he does.
Yeah. And he's even going for the Aghanim, so even if he dies, he'll have the illusion, giving the aura for his teammates.
Yeah, they cannot let VP get close to their base, Liquid. As the consequences will be absolutely disastrous for them. VP gearing up behind no one. I mean, Miracle, he's sort of interested, but he'll spot that out the back lines, and with that will not take any interest in trying to fight there. We'll catch Lil.
Oh, the stun's actually off the mark.
Yeah.
But might be enough to kill him. Oh, he's very
not
tanky.
bad,
Oh, God.
Lil, he's going to be all right for the time being. This IO is not. GH is gone. Miracle pops the BKB, but the physical is way too much. No one punches into him.
He throws the tree and gets Lil, but absolutely not worth it.
No, as soon as they saw, maybe a little greedy there, hanging around for the bounty win after they'd seen that VP had mass members there.
They thought they could burst this Venge, but Lil is sitting on 2,300 HP on the support Venge because of his item build. Spirit Vessel and the point booster with treads.
Miracle may have to buy back. VP are ready to push down mid. Ramsey's ready to go. Metamorphosis is out. They're onto the racks. Can Liquid hold? They're down 2 members. They've got the fortification, but VP, they're not going anywhere. They're going to clean up the mid lane with ease. They'll head straight down towards the bottom. There's the buyback from Miracle. VP, we'll see how much they respect this. I mean, I feel that they can still stick around if they want to. Ramsey's wanting to get the most out of this Metamorphosis. The push just melting through these towers as the tier 3 should fall. Mind Control finds the jump in, does get the Dream Call onto 2. Chain Frost popped down onto Miracle, trying to force him back. Mind Control jumps up to the high ground, he's ticking low. In fact, he's down. Ramses gets the kill, buyback there from Mind Control. They're trying to turn, but Matuma Man, he's getting very, very low. The Grave comes out just in time for Kuro to save him. Miracle heading forward, looking for Ramses. Ramses forces himself away. Pasha looking to block it off. Miracle continuing to chase with the Shadow Blade. They'll find Solo on the side. Miracle gets the Avalanche. Does he have the damage to bring down this Terror Blade? Though Ramses still has the Sunder available. Lil's there. Lil's going to be able to turn. They've got the swap, the stun onto Miracle. Miracle's down. It's a dieback on the Tiny. He's gone for 90 seconds. Mind Control, he's just trying to create space. He's trying to draw VP away from the base of Liquid. And he is going to do a good job of it. They're up to the high ground. He's got one more orb. I mean, he's stopping the push from VP for a little bit of time. He will finally go down. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. That's a long time to be without those 2 cores. 70 seconds, no Tiny. 90 seconds, no Puck.
And Ramses finds a DD.
Oh.
They might just make their way straight to bot.
Well,
push mid in and go,
that then, yeah.
go for that bot racks with these 2 dead.
They're just struggling with these high ground offenses. I mean, it really feels like this Terrorblade pick was pretty genius from VP.
Definitely.
As we've seen it,
He's just going for tier 4s.
This backdoor protects as well. He doesn't care. I mean, he's got the creeps coming in soon. But he is just going for it. He wants to end this game. He knows those 2 heroes do not have buyback. There's no fortification.
Yeah, they got it. Yeah,
there's no way they stop this. This is going to be GG for sure. VP, the Terrorblade pick. There was no answer to it from Liquid's lineup. As slowly but surely, VP will secure the win. GG is called. VP take game 1. As I say, the pick, the play. What a game for Terrorblade. A walk in the park for Ramses, as it seems.
Yeah, he just popped meta, stood his ground in a lot of the fights. He was this turret just beating down everybody from Liquid. Probably the most significant one was in that Roche pit.
Yes.
Where he just absolutely decimated all of Liquid's heroes. And I think Liquid maybe making that decision to go into that Roche in the first situation really harmed them in this game because they gave an Aegis to VP and they had to play a little bit on the back.